teachers, family, friends, and fellow graduates. Tonight is a very special moment for us. Many of us are still unsure of the reality that lies ahead. In addition, most of us do not realize what is being left behind. For the past 12 years, we, the graduating class of 1993, have been preparing for tonight. We have developed the skills and qualities necessary to get this far and to continue successfully. It all began on our very first day of kindergarten. As we watched our mothers or fathers waving to us, we realized that we had to work up the courage to say goodbye to them. Many of us did not know what to expect once they were out of sight, so the fear built up inside of us until some of us burst into tears. Fortunately, we were all able to overcome this fear, as we did on many other occasions that followed. Throughout grammar school, our teachers and families guided and supported us in preparation for our 4 years of high school. They loved us, yet at the same time disciplined us so that we could determine right from wrong. We graduated from 8th grade excited and a bit nervous, knowing that in high school we would not receive the same amount of attention that we had been accustomed to. At the time, it was a major moment for us, but not nearly as great as the one we are now experiencing. As we entered Southwood High School our freshman year, anticipation flowed through our bodies. We spent the first few days memorizing locker accommodations and trying to remember where our classes were located. We were no longer the 8th graders who ruled our grammar schools. We were once again at the bottom of the ladder, and we realized that we would have to work our way back up to the top, which, as you can see, we managed to do. By sophomore year, we had become more confident in ourselves and learned about the various things Southwood High School had to offer us. We also decided that although we were still underclassmen, we had much to offer back to our school. Therefore, we became more involved in school activities and clubs. When junior year arrived, we were finally upperclassmen. This was an active year for us. We ordered our class rings and arranged our breakfast and prom. We also had to take the SATs, which we realized would play a major part in our decision for the future. During the summer of '92, we got together to paint the garage roof. By the time we completed the job, we were all determined to individually pursue some form of victory in '93. Perhaps it was at this point, or maybe a few months later at our senior breakfast, that we realized what the word senior meant. It was now once again our turn to play the lead roles. We only had one school year left to decide what we would do after graduation. We were very busy with college applications, and at the same time, we were trying to maintain decent grades, have a good time, and set an example for underclassmen. We were so occupied with these things, and with planning our prom and senior banquet, that this year went by more quickly than the others. Nevertheless, I believe it was the most memorable for all of us. Throughout high school, our teachers, coaches, family, and friends have all contributed to making us who we are. They allowed us to develop individual personalities and goals. They helped us become more responsible and then gave us more freedoms to become mature and independent. These people comforted us and gave us hope in bad times, and supported and encouraged us in good times. On behalf of my classmates, I would like to thank all these people for being there for us. To all our teachers, thank you for educating and preparing us for the future. To our coaches, thank you for teaching valuable lessons in hard work and cooperation. To our families, the greatest contributors, thank you for all your love. Without you, we would not be here tonight. You taught us all the valuable lessons of life, which cannot be learned at school. I hope we have made all of you proud. Finally, I would like to thank all our friends. They were the ones who created all our memories of Southwood High School. We spent most of our time with them and developed strong bonds. They were the ones who made our 4 years come alive. As we go our separate ways next year, we cannot let these 4 years fade away. We must keep them inside our thoughts and hearts. Tonight, we're experiencing mixed feelings. We're excited because we've made it through a major part of our life, but at the same time, we're anxious because we don't know what lies ahead. I'm certain that we can all succeed and make a difference in the world. We all possess individual talents, and I urge my fellow graduates to make the most of them. Don't let competition discourage you. Just remember that doing your best is so much more important than being the best. I would like to wish them much happiness and the fulfillment of their goals and dreams. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome, members of the Board of Education, Dr. Price, Ms. Moffitt, teachers, family, friends, and fellow graduates. We, the 33rd graduating class of Southbrook High School, are about to face one of the most exciting and terrifying aspects of life, change. This change, resulting from our graduation from high school, affects millions of teenagers each year, but now it is affecting us and our loved ones. Just as summer turns to fall and winter turns to spring, we must evolve and grow. Now, we have reached that pivotal point in life when we must depart from the safe, protective institution called high school in order to move on to greater independence and a better understanding of what life has to offer. We are like the baby bird who has reached that point in his life when he must be pushed out of his nest. We are leaving our respective nests and will either float smoothly or fall face first into the ground. As frightening as that first flight may seem, we have been prepared to make it. We can choose to leap forward with a mighty bound or to creep forward cautiously. It is time for us to take the initiative to embark on the many challenges that lie ahead. We are leaving behind old experiences, everyday routines, our security blankets, in exchange for the great unknown that the future holds. But this future will be what we make of it. We'll get out of it exactly what we put into it. As we go our separate ways, friendships dissolve and the ordinary becomes foreign. But as long as we keep our memories and friends in our hearts and minds, we will never be far from our times at Southbrook High School. This change that we are about to face may be a frightening one, but it is a necessary one. We, the class of 1993, are about to enter a frightening world consisting of continual changes. We are about to enter a world in which the society today placed the seeming never-ending threat of communism has become negligible. The powerful Soviet bloc is no more. It actually broke up before our very eyes. The Iron Curtain separating Eastern Europe has opened, and the Berlin Wall has come tumbling down. Even China has been hit by the capitalist bug. These events just aid in making the future uncertain. What will our country do with the peace dividend? Will it be used to fund education, to battle drugs, or to improve race relations? We are about to enter a world that is in the midst of many battles and unanswered questions. When are race relations going to improve? Since the beginning of time, there has been a terrible history of human intolerance towards one another. Many people can't seem to accept those whose beliefs or looks differ from their own. Variety is the spice of life, yet throughout history, people have been trying to eliminate that variety which is so essential to our existence. There have been holy wars, racial wars, and ethnic wars. Unfortunately, in today's world, there seems to be little improvement. After graduation, we will have to face the type of hatred that resulted in the recent Los Angeles riots and the unnecessary slaughter and persecution in Bosnia. However, we are going to have to find the strength to overcome this bigotry and may hopefully have among us the type of people who have the courage to end such intolerance. If we are tolerant of others, we will lead humanity in the right direction. The world which we are about to enter is changing so rapidly that it is difficult to know what to expect. This world is filled with life-altering dilemmas such as widespread starvation caused by overpopulation, an ever-growing drug problem, dangerously high crime rates, and rampant unemployment. Will we be able to avoid these problems and possibly find solutions to them along the way? It seems as if many people today are searching for something to believe in, since they've lost faith in religion and in their families. Too many people in society today place their faith in drugs and crime, two of life's major pitfalls. Their faith has become destructive rather than constructive. The world that awaits us is one that has experienced much change, but is in need of further change. The environment has finally become a major issue, but much change must occur in order to counteract centuries of neglect and abuse. Several environmental issues need immediate attention. We need to find a solution to the disintegration of the ozone layer, the safe disposal of harmful waste, the potential extinction of many wildlife species, and the rapid destruction of our valuable forests. We have the potential to make the world stronger for posterity. We must be the ones to try, for no one else will. Enormous challenges lie ahead of us, but thanks to the preparation, love, and guidance provided by our teachers, families, friends, and everyone who has touched our lives, we will be able to adapt successfully to the changes that we will face in our following graduation tonight. Many have said that our high school years would be the best 4 years of our lives so far, and they have. However, the key words are so far. We still have much to accomplish. Change has made the world what it is today, and we must rise to meet its challenges. In an editorial in the New York Herald Tribune some years ago, Bruce Barton best expressed our feelings today. Action and reaction, ebb and flow, trial and error, change. This is the rhythm of living. Out of our overconfidence, fear. Out of fear, clearer vision, fresh hope. And out of hope, progress. Thank you.
the following awards to the members of the graduating class of 1993. Top 10 students for scholastic achievement in the class of 1993 in order of rank are: number 1, Daniel Schumann. Number 2, Tala Giappina. Susan Morale. Number 4, Laurie Lansky. Number 5, Kristen Peterson. Number 6, Michael Rigolosi. Quinn. Number 8, Charles Di Maria. Jennifer Graziano. Rachel Rohan. Kristen Peterson is the recipient of several awards. The Bosch-Malone Honorary Science Medal in recognition of outstanding achievement, good character, and for superior intellectual promise in the field of science. She has an academic award of $100 bond and a plaque from the Long Memorial PTA, a literature award sponsored by the Sarah Feinberg Memorial in the amount of $100. The Bergen County Directors of Guidance has presented an Academic Service Award for $300 and the Richard McManus Memorial Award of $300 for further education. Kristen will be attending Cornell University. Saddlebrook High School Parent-Teacher Student Association has presented Susan Morale with an Academic Service Award in the amount of $500, an additional award in the amount of $500 for further education from the Saddlebrook Education Association, which is the Paul C. Berger Award of $1,000 from the Saddlebrook Chamber of Commerce, $500 from the Interchange State Bank for further education, a humanitarian award in the amount of $150 sponsored by the Aldo Pecorelli Memorial, and the Riverside Cemetery has sponsored the Elias Weiner Memorial Award in the amount of $150. Mr. Roman has received $300 for academic service from the Saddlebrook High School Parent-Teacher Student Association and a $1,000 academic award sponsored by Columbians. Presented to Jennifer Graziano, further education $500 sponsored by the Helen I. Smith PTA, the Women's Club of Saddlebrook $500 for further education, a $100 athletic award from the Saddlebrook High School Soccer Parents Association, and the Elias Weiner Memorial Award from Riverside Cemetery in the amount of $150. Of the following awards: further education, $250 sponsored by the Helen I. Smith PTA, a $300 academic service award from the Saddlebrook High School Band Boosters, and an art award from the Elizabeth Dodge Memorial for $500. Michael Rigolosi has received the following: $100 bond and a plaque for academic merit from the Long Memorial PTA, an academic award in the amount of $750 from the Saddlebrook Unico, an athletic award of $200 from the Saddlebrook Junior Falcon Booster Club, a recreation award from the Saddlebrook Junior Falcon Club for $250, and a $200 athletic award sponsored by the Catholic Tuition Memorial. recipient of the following: Arlene Fanning Award from the Washington PTA in the amount of $500, a $100 athletic award from the Saddlebrook High School Soccer Parents Association, and a $250 athletic recreation award from the Saddlebrook Soccer Association. The Rose Moscatello Memorial Award, sponsored by the Franklin PTA in the amount of $500, is being presented to David Sadaki. Is a $100 bond from the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 415. David Romaine is the recipient of the following: an academic service award from Saddlebrook High School band boosters for $200, a character award from the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 415, a $100 bond, an athletic award from Saddlebrook High School Soccer Parents Association for $100, an outstanding service award for $750 from the Saddlebrook Kiwanis Club, and a $50 award from the Latin Club of Saddlebrook High School for scholarship, leadership, and service. For further education, Tennille Coleman has received $500 from the Saddlebrook Education Association. $100 bond for further education sponsored by the Jerome Jackson Memorial, and a $350 business award sponsored by the Columbia Savings and Loan Association. The following has been presented to Daniel Schumann for excellence in mathematics and science, the Dellon Memorial Award in the amount of $250. An academic service award from the Tylenol Corporation in the amount of $1,000. The New Jersey Jewish War Veterans Olympiad Memorial, an academic athletic service award in the amount of $400. The Bergen County Jewish War Veterans for athletic service $100. The Lou Lanzalato Award, sponsored by the Bergen County Coaches Association, in the amount of $100 for scholarship, leadership, and service. And the Latin Club of Saddlebrook High School has awarded $50, plus he has an academic further education award of $54,680. Business in the amount of $18,300. Dana Zeza is the recipient of the following: Athletic Recreation Award from the Saddlebrook Soccer Association in the amount of $250, an Athletic Award from the Saddlebrook High School Soccer Parents Association in the amount of $100, from the Kathy Toohey Memorial, an Athletic Award of $200. From King's College in the amount of $18,000. The Anita Mazzone Memorial Award, sponsored by the Saddlebrook Maine Lions Club, is presenting Michelle Coppola with a $500 award. She is also receiving a service award from the First Reformed Church in the amount of $400. Recipient of an academic award from St. John's University in the amount of $20,000. He also has a service award of an additional $1,000 from the Wellington Hall Care Center. Montclair State College has given Paolo Chiappina an academic award in the amount of $14,000. The Scholarship, Leadership, and Service Award of $50 to the Latin Club of Saddlebrook High School. Laurie Blanchard is the recipient of the following awards: an academic and service from the Saddlebrook High School Band Boosters, $500. For outstanding service, $750 from the Saddlebrook Kiwanis Club. For academic service, $300 from the Brook County Council of Parent Teachers Association. For scholarship leadership service, $50 from the Latin Club of Saddlebrook High School for academic service, and from Stockton State College, $15,000. Brook is presenting an academic service award in the amount of $500 to Vital Patel. Christopher McKay is the recipient of an academic award from the VFW for Main Synager Post 3484 and the Ladies Auxiliary in the amount of $500. Sponsored by the Riverside Cemetery is presenting $150 to Janine Carroll. Stephanie Como is the recipient of a service award in the amount of $100 from the Saddlebrook High School Student Council. The American Association of Retired People is presenting a Further Education Award of $100 bond each to Michael Lick and Joseph Prato. Saddlebrook High School Football Parents Association is presenting an athletic award of $250 each to Daniel Marks and Robert Weber. Donald Antisani is the recipient of an athletic award from the Saddlebrook Junior Falcon Booster Club in the amount of $250. Katarina Schultz has received $300 from the Saddlebrook JCs for continued education. And the outstanding student in the individual subject area for which they receive an academic or on-site plaque, starting with art, Daniel Vadia. Business, we have Stephanie Como. English area, Hassan Morale. Economics area, we have Thomas Deanna. The industrial arts area, we have David Sadaki. Area, we have Susan Morale. Mathematics area, Daniel Schumann. The music area, David Romaine. Physical education area for girls, Stephanie Como. Physical education for boys, Daniel Schumann. The science area, Daniel Schumann. Social studies area, Susan Morale. The Edward Bloomstein Distinguished Scholar Program have been awarded to Paula Giappino, scholars for this year, Susan Morale and Michael Rigolosi. That concludes the award portion. I would just like to spend a couple of minutes with the graduating class in the area of Be Yourself. It's always my pleasure to speak to graduates, particularly in our 33rd graduating class. In a world in which there are so many good people, institutions, and nations fighting not for something, but against something, there is a great need for the dignity of being positive. To take up simply the attitude of defending something holds out no hope of improvement. But if we make a habit of seeing the positive possibilities in every situation, we shall gain zest for doing significant things. Most people spend their lives by reacting to situations. Remind yourself of this fact every now and then, for it will help you to see you should be in the driver's seat in life. So act rather than react. Be the potter, not the clay. Be the drummer, not the drum. The cause is not the effect. Face it, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Do it now. Now is the right time to start anything. If you insist on a perfect time, forget it. You will starve to death waiting. Do not look back. It will neither give you back the past nor satisfy your daydream. Your duty, your reward, your destiny are here and now. As Norman Vincent Peale stated, be yourself. If you traveled all over the world, you would never find another person quite like yourself, because you're different from everybody else. There's something which only you can do in this world. And the only way you can live a truly creative life or know the highest happiness is by being yourself and by developing your own potential. These changing times have made restructuring a buzzword in the recent headlines regarding the future of education and the future of our society. Now is the time to sit down and do a self-audit. Constantly tell yourself, at this moment, I have only one person to deal with, and that's the one who's right in front of me. I have only one letter to write, and that's the one I'm writing now. I have only one thing to do, and that's what I'm doing, here and now. Don't let fear of failure paralyze you. If you do make a mistake, try to learn from it. Hopefully with these few words that I've provided you with will give you some food for thought. It is always a pleasure to congratulate you on your graduation from Southbrook High School. The interest and perseverance which you've demonstrated to achieve your diploma has prepared you for new experiences which you are to follow. We are certain that your family, your school, and the community will continue to be proud of you in your future. I hope that your every effort will be crowned with success. I wish that you will enjoy peace, good health, and a sacred gift of life. In conclusion, remember, with ever rising of the sun, think of your life as just begun. Thank you. High school administration, teaching staff, I present to you the class of 1993.
It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. I hope you'll excuse me. I want to talk to the graduates. Last week I was thinking about what I might say to you tonight, and as I often do, I asked my wife for suggestions. And she said, it really doesn't matter, but if you have to tell one of your stories, be merciful, make it short. I'm sure you agree with that, and so I'll follow her advice. But I still had the dilemma, what is it I can talk about? So I began thinking of things my father told me. Because one thing that happens when you get old is you realize your parents really do know what they're talking about. I recalled an incident. I wasn't much younger than you. And I said to my father, you know, Dad, this isn't fair. And he looked at me and he said, well, you know, kid, life isn't fair. But then he paused for a moment and he said, but if you remain true to your values, work hard, never give up, and do the right thing, more often than not, you'll be successful. That, of course, brought to mind the inevitable story. The story I want to tell you tonight is about a fellow by the name of Václav Havel. He's the president of the Czech Republic. When he was young, your age, he knew he wanted to be a writer. And he wanted to attend university to improve his skills. but he couldn't do so. His father had views which were in opposition to that of the communist government. But he didn't give up. Instead, he got a job driving a cab and began writing essays in his spare time. Some of these essays were published when he was only 19. He went on to get a better job. He became a technician in a theater. There he became interested in plays and began writing plays of protest against persecution of people such as himself who had done nothing wrong. Plays which held to the ideals of human rights and freedom. These plays gained him international recognition. Now, he wasn't alone in these ideals, and therefore a new government came to power in Czechoslovakia, promising increased freedom and an end to persecution. But the Soviet leaders, fearing dissension along their borders, sent an army into the country, overthrew the new Czech government, and restored the old regime. Václav Havel and his friends, of course, protested, and they were jailed. But again, he didn't give up. He got out of jail, and he continued to write, and he continued to protest in favor of human rights and freedom. He was jailed again, and again, upon his release, he continued the protests. The government became so angry that the officials banned his plays and tried to get him to leave the country. But he wouldn't leave, not even to accept awards that he received in other nations, because he feared he would never be allowed to return home and continue his protests. This was a difficult time, but throughout this time, Václav Havel remained true to his beliefs in human rights and freedom. He was imprisoned, his plays were banned, but his ideas were heard. In 1989, the situation changed abruptly. A wave of freedom and democracy swept through Eastern Europe. The old government resigned. New people came to power, and they began thinking who could be their president. And in November of 1989, hundreds of thousands of people jammed in Wenceslas Square in Prague. And they remembered the man who remained true to his views, who always did the right thing, and they began chanting Havel, Havel, and 3 weeks later, he was elected president. He was an international star. He received honors throughout the world. In fact, in the United States, he got the unique honor of addressing a joint session of Congress. But things were not well at home. The old government had left the economy in shambles, and there were ethnic tensions between the Czechs and the Slovaks, and these were increasing. Now, Václav Havel could have done what those who had permitted the butchery in Bosnia had done. He could have played upon these tensions, but once again, he knew what was right. He remained true to his views. In fact, he wrote, "The salvation of this human world lies nowhere else than in the human heart, in the human power to reflect, in human meekness, and in human responsibility." With that in mind, he went forward, developed a constitutional plan which allowed the Czechs and Slovaks to separate peacefully, and for this, he received even greater recognition. Now, I know you wonder what's the intent of all this. The purpose of all this is this. You are going into a future, and you're going to face situations which, quite frankly, are unfair, and where you're going to be tempted to do things that you know are wrong because they're easy. And at those times, I want you to remember the example of Václav Havel. Remain true to your ideals, work hard, never give up, and do the right thing. And you know what the right thing is, because these people have taught you over these many years what the right thing is. Your parents, your families, your teachers. And so I'd ask you to join me tonight in recognizing these special people for their care, concern, and love. Please stand up. Come on, stand up, all of you. And join me in showing your appreciation to these special people, your parents, your families, your teachers. I'm reiterating my father's words. Things may not always be fair, but if you work hard, remain true to your values, never give up, like Václav Havel, you will always do the right thing. Good luck and farewell.
People, upon the recommendation of the senior class advisors, we always select 2 students who have done the most for the graduating class. So it's my pleasure to bring out to you this evening Kristen Peterson and Stephanie Como, who will announce the graduates.
Tracy Michelle Miller. Sosin M. Morali. Kristen Capello. Jennifer Lynn Seeger. Julianne Sapachi. Allison Zutolo. Dana Marie Zeza. Christine Ann Syme. Marianne Potente. Tia Marie Esposito. Paola Chapina. Danielle Marie Freund. Michelle Ann Coppola. Kristen Pordenaro. Danielle Ransom. Adrian DiMaggio. Julie Young. Carolyn Genevera. Bobby Akbar. Michael Thomas Kula. Timothy Vincent Rick. Tommy Deanna. Christopher Colin McKay. Peter Kopak. Michael Young. Joseph C. Pitina. Joseph J. Maciello. Bobby L. Weber. Mitchell Adam Keller. Kenneth Thomas Maker. J. Danner. Michael Riclosi. Lawrence J. Pecoraro. Jason Rabata. Donald Joseph Anderson. Donnie's diploma will be presented to him by his father, a former Board of Education member. Bridget Marie Murphy. Jennifer Gratiano. Jennifer Lynn Salindia. Tennille Marie Combs. Barbara Lundberg. Joanne Lynn Hawkins. Jennifer Ann Hawkins. Christina Longa. Danielle Marie Waters. Jessica Lynn Stewart. Rochelle Rosemary Rohan. Kimberly Denise Noble. Janine Michelle Carroll. Janine's diploma will be presented by her father, a member of the Board of Education. Lori Ann Glenschnick. Hedel Patel. Nicole Warnicki. Joyce Marie Quinn. Christina Shamus. Regina Marie Liberty. Samuel James Medina. Robert Beta.